It's so good if you had the right stuff with it.
Oh, so you have like raisins in it. That's the problem.
Oh no. That's nasty. That's disgusting. Yeah. Never do that. Then they really will talk about me then. I may have to leave town.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. The way it sounded like you was just like, man, they was talking about me eating mint ice cream. I had to change schools. I'm like, dang.
Almost. It's like, dang. They come to a new school. They, how you come here, man? I eat mint ice cream and they talked about me. And I gotta go to another school.
Dang, I'm like, so now we can't even be WWE superstars anymore or AEW super, whatever promotion we want to go to.
I said it in the locker room and just disturbed everything.
Yeah, like, because everywhere we go, hey, that's that kid that ate that mint ice cream by the trash can. Man, let's get on this. Let's get on him.
Who this man?
Take his phone too. No, it's like that's an inside joke. That's an inside joke that nobody knows. But welcome if you're watching this on YouTube. Welcome to the Heel Turn Podcast. I'm your host Isaiah Jackson Jr. Alongside me, Devin Lee Crowns. Devin, how are you today?
I'm doing really good.
Why you say it like that?
Well, because last time I said something else and everything went crazy. So I'm doing really good.
No,
not saying I had the ultimate power, like everything I say, just I'm doing pretty good.
No, that's good. We're gonna do something different here. We're gonna do something a little different. Instead of going to WWE, we're gonna start off with AEW. Now, for those that don't know, we've been real critical. Not only have we been critical of WWE, but we've been insanely critical on anything that isn't WWE. And I can take a little bit of the blame for that, mainly for Impact. I can take the Impact blame. The AEW, we can share that. Like in the beginning, we were talking about flips and tricks and AEW being, if you want to do all them flips and not wrestle and rejuvenate in 5 seconds, go to AEW.
You want to go have all that fun?
Yeah, exactly. You want to do all that bull jive, go to AEW. But AEW's picked up the pace. It's gotten a whole lot better. The wrestling has been amazing. And the promo work is incredible, which leads us to MJF versus CM Punk. Now, you heard it from the grapevine. From the grapevine. What was your instant reaction?
I was ready for it. I was ready for it because MJF, man, he coming up and he vicious on the mic. So I'm like, him going to get CM Punk on the mic. I'm like, man, let's do it. Teach CM Punk some manners, not. But no, it was really good for me, and I was ready for it. That's all I can say. I was just like, let's do this. Like man, you just see some promo. Cut you off. Some promo battles, they always like you want to see it, but it becomes so one sided where it's just like, all right, that guy wasn't ready. I'm not trying to talk about certain people that's happened to, but that's my point. Like it was one I knew like everybody finna come out swinging.
Oh my goodness. It was 3-4 years ago. And I really bring it up just because I'm a huge John Cena fan. I know which one you're talking about. But the craziest thing about this was, we're gonna get into one of those. It's gonna take a little bit of thought. So matter of fact, I'll just tell you right now, then I'll go into explain MJF. I just want to know what's your best promo. Like, what was your best promo match? Your best. Who won 2 people duking it out? Don't answer yet. Let's go through this MJF and CM Punk thing first. But like MJF, I think he really showed out. And granted, I have fake fainted throughout all of his promos. Him and Darby Allin, he went way too far with that. Brian Pillman Jr., way too far with that. And you have CM Punk. So he brought up the UFC. He said he compared him to John Cena. Like he was like, you going soft. He was like, the pipe bomb was awesome. The pipe bomb was pretty much everything that we wanted in wrestling. And now instead of CM Punk, we might as well call you PG Punk. You might as well be out here singing hustle, loyalty, and respect. That's what they had. Like MJF went in.
Paul Heyman walks out.
Yeah, CM Punk walks. I'm not CM Punk. Paul Heyman walks out. But in return, CM Punk calls him a less famous Miz. MJF stands for my jealous fan. He was like, I'm in your head, probably because I have a post. There's a poster of me on your wall because MJF used to be this big CM Punk fan. That's foul. I'm sorry. Let I'm trying to think of somebody like let the New Day come up to us one day and be like, yeah, y'all not better than us. Y'all was out there dancing, shaking, going crazy for our bootios and cereals that we had. So you can't talk to me about nothing. Like, I thought that was foul. When CM Punk brought that up, I thought that was pretty much raps. He pretty much told, and then he told MJF the final. When I heard this, I thought it was raps because they have the 4 pillars of AEW: Darby Allin, MJF, Sammy Guevara, and I'm spacing on that last one. Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, MJF. Crap, there's a third. I think it's Hangman. If I'm not mistaken, it's Hangman Page. But CM Punk says, you talking about the 4 pillars of wrestling. You didn't even know you were replaced by Britt Baker. And Britt Baker's on the tear. Like, that's wild. So I just thought that was crazy. I thought that whole back and forth was incredible. I had to give a little recap of it because it was mind-blowing. Everything they said. And how do you feel about them using promotions, their different promotions? Because they brought up UFC. They brought up CM Punk and Triple H and John Cena. They're bringing up people from WWE. How do you feel about that coming from AEW?
Me personally, it excels it just a bit more for someone like us, like people knowing like everything that's going on. Like if you're somebody that just watching it just for what it is, you may not catch everything. Like, what was he talking about that for? What was he bringing that up? If you know everything's going, them bringing up other promotions just kind of excels it because you're like, I know what he's talking about. Oh, he talking about that. It's really like a little Easter egg pointing out, like, oh, remember when you used to do that? Remember this person? Remember you used to go at it with that person? Remember this? That's, to me, it's just like little Easter egg in a promo.
Yeah, and it's real. It came together like glue. And Jungle Boy was another person of the 4 pillars. I knew I was spacing on one of them, but moving forward into, first off, do you think MJF should win this rivalry? Or
yes.
Do you think why?
Because CM Punk ain't got nothing to gain from this.
You sound like a CM Punk hater. I'm sorry.
I'm not. No.
For the past,
no.
I only say that because for the past couple weeks, it's been.
I've been sitting up here crying, wait for him to lose.
Yeah,
you just see me watching the TV. Why won't you lose?
Yeah, you heard what he said about Roman? That man gotta lose. Get him out of here.
No, it's not that. It's just like, look, I like CM Punk a lot. Like I really do. Right back in like 2011, his run with the WWE Championship all the way to what?
No, I just heard I like CM Punk back in 2011.
Because you ain't let me finish. I said
yeah,
because that's when I was like, man, it's really, really, I mean, I knew he was cold before, but I'm like, it was on the forefront then. But then obviously, he had to walk away. And I mean, now it's been years. He come back and like MJF is somebody coming up. Like he needs to be where CM Punk was. Like CM Punk was rising in. Like if CM Punk was going to get someone like him, he kind of did have the same situation when he went against Triple H in that one match. It's not funny, but when he talks about it, it's funny. They fought at Night of Champions in 2011. He lost to Triple H. Triple H went and he pretty much went back to retirement. And he was like, what was the point? Like, that's how I'm looking at it now. I'm like, what would he really have to gain from beating MJF?
But that's the thing.
Unless you're just trying to go like he's not at that level yet. Like it don't really hurt then, but
he's not Triple H though. You said Triple H beat CM Punk and went into retirement. CM Punk is still full time.
Yeah, he's still gonna be there.
So would it really hurt? I can see if CM Punk was part time, came in here, beat MJF, and left. Like Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho beat MJF and hasn't done anything relevant since. Did Chris Jericho really need that? Like, I think MJF could have benefited beating Chris Jericho, talking foolish, and then bouncing off to beating CM Punk. Do I want him to beat CM Punk? Yes. Do I care? Like, do I think it would it bother me? Not too much. I do think he should win, but I do agree with you to an extent.
I see.
I
just really need him to take a L at some point.
Dang, you just fiending for CM Punk's downfall.
Cause it's like I said, it's like watching a Mortal Kombat ladder. Like he just go against this guy, boom, go against that guy, boom. You just keep going up the ladder until you go against Shao Kahn. And it's just like
well, MJF said it himself. He said that I've seen you beat the easiest of competition recently. And like, it's true. I mean, not easiest. Darby Allin was a challenge. Powerhouse Hobbs shouldn't have been a challenge. But I don't have a problem with CM Punk's reign. But I do think MJF, if it was any time to lose, it would be to MJF. Now, going forward into not yet, not before, I want you to think again, think long and hard about what's your favorite promo of all time or promo moment of all time. Now, Edge saying that Edge returned to Raw last night. I mean, did everybody pop? Yeah, everybody loved it. I mean, he pretty much came out and said the same thing. I came here part-time to fight all these people. Am I wrong? Like,
you just copied and pasted on the draft and just like changed out the SmackDown for Raw.
They literally just change out the names. Like, because last year, I want to fight Johnny Gargano. I want to fight Karrion Kross. I want to fight Keith Lee. I want to fight, give me John Morrison. Now it's just like, all right, I guess I'll fight these people. I mean, if they want to stay here a little while longer. Like, but out of nowhere, not an RKO, but The Miz just happened to come out of nowhere.
I'm sorry. It was like a slow burn. I was like, that was kind of fun.
No, The Miz came. The Miz surprised everybody. He showed up. Edge said, because The Miz is like, okay, well, nobody didn't care for me. Nobody promoted me that I'm, returning today. And Edge is like, well, look at you. Not look at you like he wasn't frying. I'm like, look at you. Like, you tweak it. But like, it was mainly like, he said, well, you got people in other promotions saying your name for cheap heat, end quote, unquote, quote unquote. So he was like, how can people not know you? But then again, you out here losing on Dancing with the Stars. So it's like,
so you winning, but you losing at the same time.
Right, exactly. So how do you feel about the back and forth, the AEW, WWE back and forth?
Man.
And which promo do you feel was better?
Definitely the CM Punk and MJF, because it's just.
I was like.
No, it's just because, like, to me, the Edge and Islam, it's too react. I don't want to say reactory. It's doing too much, like, playing off of what just happened over there instead of just having your own fresh, whatever kind of promo feud you're gonna have. And that's my whole thing. I just want these two. I mean, it's fine when they, take little jabs at one company or take jabs at what somebody else did. That's fine, but don't do it too much. Where like I'm thinking about WWE while I'm watching AEW or vice versa. Like, just do y'all thing, and I'm gonna watch and look like both on their own way. That's just me. Like I said, it's nice, but I don't need it. I don't need all the cross promotion.
Yeah, I mean, we get it. This is war. This is serious. This is battle. You have to go back and forth. WCW and ECW. Because, yeah, they were beefing. Yeah, that was a big thing that was happening back in the day. A big thing, Tommy Dreamer and Sid Vicious were leading both companies. That's what was going on. But no, WWE and ECW, the wars that was going on, there was back and forth there. If there was, to be honest, WWE wouldn't be on top if it wasn't for the back and forth during that one specific moment where WCW announced that Mick Foley was winning, and everybody was like, I ain't watching this dumpster fire. Vince Russo. Russo
really? Like,
say no more. Vince Russo tweaking. But other than that, that's where you would mainly see stuff like this. So I'm happy to see competition. It is nice to see something fresh. WWE wasn't beefing with Impact. Like, let's be honest. I'm not trying to crap on Impact every time a microphone's in my face. But like,
see, I won't say anything good, but I also won't say anything bad. So that's why I'm in that little gray area. You all the way in the little, who knows? It's definitely not the Impact zone.
Definitely not the Impact. I'm far away from the
Impact.
All right,
I'm done. See, you starting to rub off on me, and I ain't finna do it. I'm not.
Well, answer me this question. What was your favorite promo? What was your favorite promo moment?
Oh man. I feel like
segment, I should say.
I feel like this is gonna be people be like, oh, everybody like that. But whatever, I thought it was great. Do you remember this? Okay, I'm done. But do you remember? I think this was 2001, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I won't be that much of a nerd, but I think it was sometime in November, so it's crazy. Yeah. I guess it might have been 20 years ago. Wow, time flies. But I believe it was a promo between The Rock and Stone Cold. And I know you're gonna be like, everybody like them, but it was just this very promo I thought was cool because they really wasn't even, not how can I say, some promos are just like, you could just tell it's like paragraphs of just talk. Yeah, but like that one, they just came out, it was almost like, hey, you know what? You guys know who you are. Just go out there and just do whatever. And like, to me, that's how it felt. And like me feeling that, I'm like, okay, I feel like they just being them. But it was like entertaining. It was perfect. That was the one when they were stealing each other's catchphrases and stuff. Like, it was just like a promo where I looked at it like these are two superstars that like have been in this. They know each other. It's like they're not strangers. And it's just nothing but just full out chemistry. And it's a long promo when you look back at it. Like, you look it up on YouTube, you're like, man, that's a long promo. But it don't feel like that when I'll put it this way. The reason I like it's a very long promo, but as you're watching it, it feels very short. That's why I enjoy it the most. And I like when The Rock was mocking Steve Austin's voice, like, what? what? Like, it was amazing. Now the singing part, I don't care that much about, but that's chemistry right there.
I can agree with you on that.
Anything, I got all excited. I was like, oh, I remember that promo.
Anything The Rock related is gonna be lit regardless.
Man, I can't wait till we talk about like single promos, man. And that'll be fun.
I mean, it's any type of promo.
So, okay, man. And WWE, I think just posted it like
before my. Oh, I'm sorry. we have another person in the chat. Somebody else entered the chat.
Oh shoot!
The man, the myth, the legend, Aaron Duvall himself. Hey, bro, don't knock Impact, man. Now I'm sorry, I got to. He also said something else. He said that's the house that AJ Styles built. You ain't telling me the Impact Zone wasn't lit. And Scott Steiner is the best promo, no question.
Oh, I thought he was gonna say he's the best math teacher.
I mean, that too. The best math teacher, best promo. I mean, him and Sid Vicious, they could be great substitute teachers. Because Sid Vicious got half the brain we do.
See, man. I mean, I'm on Aaron's side on that. Because, I mean, it was a time where the Impact Zone was kind of lit. This is like, for me, like 08. I don't remember what they did on that. But I just remember 08, that was when the game came out. We're not going to talk about that. But it was, it wasn't like a competitive competitive what can I call it, option or alternative. There you go. It wasn't a competitive alternative, but it was an alternative there anyway. I mean, it's not like they were competing head to head. You knew like Thursday, like, all right, that's TNA day, fine. Like it was like watching TNA was like, all right, fine, I'll watch TNA. And they had some lit stuff going on, the X Division and stuff. I like that one match they had where it's pretty dangerous, but they're kind of like their ladder match where you had to climb over on the little ropes to get to the title. Crazy stuff. But the Impact Zone, man, it was crazy.
Yeah. It looked like you enjoyed every bit of that. Like,
well, it was just, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was just that one little moment.
But that's the thing, though. Like, I seen Booker T, I seen Christian, I seen Kurt Angle, I seen everybody go there at that time. And I remember watching, like, because it was on Spike, right?
Yeah.
It was on Spike. So I remember, like, taking a nap, waking up 1,000 Ways to Die Zone. I'm like, cool. Go to sleep, wake back up, TNA Zone, Bully Race talking. I'm like, I ain't got time for this. Yeah. All right. I'm like, all right. Where Devon at? I'm like, this is stupid.
This is crazy because I wasn't even watching it for them guys.
I just wanted to watch wrestling.
No, it was just, I mean, like, when
that's because you a John Cena hater, man. That's because you a John Cena hater. This is around C Nation. This is when the C Nation was live. And you want to talk about we're around 09. That's what see. Let me type this. So when was because John Cena's rise was around that time, like 07 and up, right? 05 and up, right?
Man, I'm gonna say 04 and up. Shoot.
04 to at least 2012.
Ever since he got that United States Championship, he never looked back.
Exactly. So that's why you was really watching TNA. Audience, I'm trying. Even Aaron.
I'm gonna be real though. I'm gonna be real. I would have watched TNA, but then I would turn back on like Friday to watch SmackDown, and I'm like, all right, this feels normal now. Like I said, it wasn't. It was just you see that 6-sided ring and everything. It just felt so.
It was different.
Yeah, it wasn't familiar. Then I go back to WWE. I'm like, this is familiar. This is, and I feel like I won't even make that prediction. It was a bold prediction, but I won't.
Trust me, your predictions have been off the wall now, and we do got predictions, Actually, we might save those. We might save those War Games predictions for later on in this week. So first, let's give we totally went off the rails with this, because you already know how I feel about TNA. TNA Impact, same thing. I don't know how they still moving.
Like I said, 08, that was fine. After that, no comment.
I mean, AJ and Samoa Joe, I'm thankful. With a little bit of Kurt Angle, I'm thankful you all came out of that. And Aaron, I will defend Impact till I die. That was wrestling. That was the first wrestling I ever watched. No cap. So look, I can't say the same because like my grandma was like, "Look, we WWE over here. Like we know we not watching anything else. Like if we see anybody that's not Vincent Kennedy McMahon running this company, we ain't watching it at all." So I was like, Impact. Everybody would tell me about it. And I'm like, Impact, TNA, total nonstop. Get out my face.
You be at the lunch table just screaming about WWE. You start whispering about TNA. Like, did you see TNA?
All right, exactly. I whisper about it. See, TNA is NBA Live.
Come on. All right. That's it. Now we really got to move on that because that's a whole nother discussion. Right
it is. We ain't even look. I got to tell you, speaking of TNA, my favorite promo segment of all time: Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and Samoa Joe in the ring all at once. Samoa Joe was just talking absolute filth to everybody. Everybody, he wanted to smoke with everybody. And then Brock Lesnar, he gave it out mostly to Brock. And then he told Brock, like, hey. He was like, you better look at me when I'm talking to you, or we can figure this out. Right? Like, I'm like, as soon as he said, I was watching that with my dad, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, I'm like, this dude don't care. Like, I love Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is, and even him and AJ, Wendy, tell Wendy that her husband is gonna be home late tonight. And then he just like slams the mic down, continually chokes out the husband on camera. I'm like, how can you not like this dude?
Dude is amazing.
Samoa Joe's awesome, and his promo skills are incredible as well. So not only did he said it, he meant it. That dude's a killer.
Samoa Joe, like his promo, like the way he delivered them, I feel like he could just put the mic down at any point and just start swinging. Like that's how intense. That's how the intensity is. You feeling like, man, he could just be like, you know what? Throw the mic down. That's it.
You ever seen even on commentary? Even and I know I'm sorry, I don't want to continually bringing up AJ's wife because she has nothing to do with this. But like even Samoa Joe when AJ was injured on commentary, this man wasn't even wrestling. Just saying, I hope AJ's well and I'm praying for the family at home. And smiles. I'm like, you demon. I'm like, if you don't get out of here, like go back to NXT. Choke out somebody in NXT.
Go back to NXT.
I'm like, dang. I'm like, they need discipline down there. They still need discipline down there.
Oh yeah, they definitely do.
Well, I don't know. I guess he don't fit the look. And just imagine that. Let's talk about that for a minute because our next topic was, the WWE switching to a more televised sports entertainment television. And when we say switching to it, because they've always been like that, but switching to it is we're seeing more back then. You remember back in 09, 07, like back in the Ruthless Aggression era, around that time, that's when Ruthless Aggression / PG era, everybody's biggest concern, everybody's biggest problem was, there's too many backstage segments. Do you remember that? Or is that just me? Like I
remember.
It was just, it's too many backstage segments. It's more of a soap opera now. It's not wrestling anymore. Now it's backstage segments turn into actual scenes. Like we're literally watching movies.
Actual full segments, man. Just full out.
Right. We're instead of watching wrestling, we're watching people search for gold. We're watching the utmost tomfoolery.
Poker matches.
I
love them.
We're watching bro. Just imagine we grinded from the independent scene, worked the hardest, bro. Worked our absolute hardest, sacrificed so much, got to the top, got to WWE. Not only do they say we don't have nothing for you, but yeah, you're gonna be this extra in this poker game. Yeah, we're just gonna film some couple stuff. You're not even a wrestler anymore. You're now an actor. Do people and I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You could go ahead.
I was getting riled up. Like, I didn't want to.
No, go ahead. I'm gonna hold on to it.
Because my question is, WWE, are they? We see them in the NXT, and they're talking about they're gonna rebrand it, and it's all this. They're gonna start from the ground up, and they're building Braun Breaker and the Usos brother Solo. I believe his name's Solo something. I don't know. He ain't gonna be solo for long. I promise you. I'm not saying that in like a joking way, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a partner. So that's my prediction. He's gonna have a tag team partner at some point in time. But my thing is, do you think that is this only gonna make the product worse? Because I see, although they're building stuff up from the ground up at NXT, it looks like they're not only are they hiring people backstage that are not even agents. Scotty 2 Hotty was an agent. He just got released. Devon Dudley's an agent. Hurricane Helms is an agent. Some of these now we're having people on the creative team that's only doing TV shows. They've never done wrestling a day of their lives. We're getting wrestlers never wrestled a day in their lives, but now they're building actors now. Do you see is this the rise and fall of WWE? What is your take on this? Tell me I'm tweaking or not. I just want your input on it.
You are not tweaking at all, my friend. Not at all. Because it's clear as the blue sky can be on a Friday morning. I don't know how to throw all that in there, but you're right. Like, exactly. Look how their recruiting process is. Look at what they've been saying they've been looking for. They're looking for people younger, people that, and my thing is, if you're so young, you don't have a lot of experience, right? That's how that ratio usually works. And my whole thing with that is, how you expecting to get some real high caliber, like, wrestling performance out of somebody that's maybe been training for like 2 years, and this is no knack on them. Maybe some people they just get it. It just come to them easily. I've seen that. And my thing is, like, when you have people on the indies in there, those people who have been wrestling like in different places, different people, they know so many things and learn so many things. Obviously, after every match, you're getting better and better, hopefully. But if you're so young and so fresh with not that much experience, and you just had that WWE teaching, they gonna teach you like their sports entertainment way of how to put on these shows. And like you said, the way that they're just running from inside out, it's not even pro wrestling really. It's just literally sports entertainment. Like, I could just hear the Paul Heyman thing in my head, sports entertainment. But yeah, it's definitely headed that way. Like I said, we seen it early on with the gimmicks and like people saying, "Oh, I'm from Chicago," but you look him up and he from Florida. Like, it's just like, me personally, like, it's fine. Like, if wrestling wants to be a soap opera, like, I'm fine. That does help storylines and everything, because it makes you want to see, like, man, why would this man really want to fight this guy in this cage? Why he really want to hit him with this? Because that just happened out of nowhere. Then we thinking he just got issues, but. That's why I'm like, storylines do help, but I don't need, like, some type of thing where he's, like you said, looking for treasure or whatever, or, they not wrestling, they're in a poker match. Like, come on, it's supposed to be, you have a ring and everything. Why is so much stuff taking place outside the ring? If exactly. I wanted that, I would just go watch MTV or something.
You know what's crazy? We have to ask what, like, when stuff is going on throughout WWE, we have to be like, is this canon? Like, is this a part of storyline now? Like,
to me, it don't work right now. Because I mean, like, granted, back then, when I would hear like Undertaker and Kane, they were brothers, and Kane burnt down the house, and that's why, not Kane, I think they said somebody burnt down the house, and that's why Kane had the mask. Obviously, we couldn't just go like, I follow him on Instagram. That's not, Kane, his name, whatever. Like, you can't do that back then, but now you can't hide no more. Like, that's where it becomes just a stage, like a straight stage act. Like we know this isn't really you. This is just an act. Which I mean, that's what it is, but it's just so exaggerated now. And you could just easily go like, all right, that's what you almost have to just, if you want to get into it, you have to just really cut off and just go, let me just watch this product for what it is.
Yeah, and one person that's really keeping it alive, we brought him up earlier, MJF. MJF, he called his mom a slut. Like, I'm sorry. If you got to take it that far to go off on your parents, like you care about wrestling. He's our age. He's around our age. So it's like he's young. I mean, so he has a lot of time left. I wish people cared like he did. His parents are saying how much of a horrible son he is. He's saying his parents are a failure and he wants to change his life. Like he wants to distance himself from his family. That's psychotic. I don't care what my job is. I'm not gonna look at my mom and tell her all the stuff MJF said.
Yeah, that's no go for me. But see, it's like a thin line there. Like that is like extreme kind of staging in a way.
Is that extreme though? That's how it used to be.
Calling your mama.
I mean, is that extreme? I mean, like it depends on what your character is. If Randy Orton is the legend killer, if I see a brittle old, I need to name an elderly legend, like a. I don't even want to go. I ain't even gonna. Let's say Randy just sees an older wrestler. Jake Roberts. He sees Jake Roberts just walking up the street. I'm expecting an RKO. You are the legend killer. I don't care if we're not in the WWE arena. This little Timmy that I have in my hand, my kid right here, watches wrestling. We still think it's real. Okay, people cared back then. I'm not saying. I mean, granted, now we know we get it. Everything's fake. Like everything is that word. Yeah, but we know that. But everybody knows movies is fake. Everything knows that. Everybody knows. So we're invested in this. Shouldn't they be too? Like you dedicated your life to get here. Shouldn't you dedicate your life to your character? But that can also be a Vince McMahon too, don't you think? A Vince McMahon thing too, don't you think?
Like when you bring it back to Vince,
it could be a Vince McMahon thing, like a Vince McMahon forcing you to be a character, and then now you have a character change, like stuff like that. You could be dedicated to one character, then you have a character change, then you have a heel turn, then you have a Big Show can't be dedicated to his role. Like somebody like that.
Don't boo me. No, this guy
don't boo me. But here I am, a baby face. But like, it's like, what are you talking about?
I see what you're saying. Like, I mean, I'm not saying I hate gimmicks. Like, they're fine because obviously some people like me, who look at me and be like, "Yeah, Devin, he do this and do that." No, I don't. So you may have to add something to juice me up a little bit. That's fine. What I'm not okay with is just like, if I hate this dude, why am I playing him in poker? Like, I'm not saying, I'm just saying, like, it's just things like that. Like, it's fine to have a character. It's fine to have like some background that was written or created for you. It's fine to like throw yourself into it and make the most of it. But it's just like at the end of the day, what are we really, really doing? What is the core of this? Are we wrestling? Are we entertaining? Are we trying to do both?
We saw a flashback. We saw a flashback from the WWE official. I'm spacing on this man's name, Pierce. This man had a whole flashback, and we sat there and watched it. Like, ain't that like?
Wait, you said it, and we just sat there and watched it.
Yeah, bro. Like, think about it like this. Like, we on YouTube, bro. If I just randomly just stopped talking and just stared. Like nobody knows what I'm looking like. So we're watching wrestling. We're expecting it to be real. We want this to be. Seth Rollins really hates Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens really hates everybody. We're expecting Kevin Owens to hurt everybody. Like, stuff like that. Like, but maybe we're just thinking too much into it. Maybe we're just too invested. Is that being too invested? Or how in personal wise, how invested are you going to be in your character? For example, Big E. This is when I turned off Big E's documentary. I'll promise you, on all seriousness. I think he had a 24. He's talking about how he got into the WWE, and he was saying how he didn't want to. that wasn't even his thing at all. He didn't even want to be a wrestler. But somebody told him about WWE and he shot up and was like, sure, why not? Hell yeah, brother. And just got up, became a wrestler. And he wanted to be mailman. That was his gimmick. Mailman. What? That ain't no, you, come on now. Are we seeing a WWE champion mailman? Like, no, we're not seeing that whatsoever. Not only that, Big E, with all due respect, I think he is one of the last people that got picked up off the street that became a WWE talent that is great at what he does, that actually cares. That cared about what he wanted to do. You see an Eva Marie that got picked up. You see a Nia Jax that got picked up. And then I know that's mainly women, but like you see where they went. There was some of the wrestling. Nia Jax isn't even considering wrestling anymore. So it's just stuff. It's stuff like that when you just look into it. That's just me.
It's just a big, real huge void of like what makes sense and what just doesn't make sense. And I mean, a lot of this stuff just translates to everything. It's like what works and what not. You may spit out an idea. It's like the whole room is just like, what are you talking about right now? It's just, I guess, trying to find what works. Like it's just an ongoing struggle.
Aaron Duvall said, yo, Big E is the mailman because he always delivers.
So when you said it, that's all I could hear. Like if that was my gimmick and I had to run with it, literally everything I say, I'll just be like, I will deliver. Just
oh no, trust. We talked about your gimmick before. We know, me and you know your gimmick. We'll talk about that. How about this?
That would be fun.
Let's do this. Loser of War Games. Because War Games is this Sunday. The loser of the predictions. We have to give at least like a creative superstar.
Oh, I thought you were like we gotta go a whole episode in character. I was like, woo.
Nah, we gotta do a whole creative superstar.
Okay.
Like move set, all throughout everything. We have to pitch it. We're gonna post it on social media, Instagram, Twitter. Our fans are gonna decide whether this is gonna be a good character or not. I don't know about you, but mine, I think I have a decent one. But I don't lose. So not a lot of people. I'm just
dang.
It's fine.
That's all good.
Dana Brooke, your new 24/7 champion. I think that's a consolation prize. You?
It definitely is. It's like we're not gonna give you the women's championship, but here's this 24/7 title. And I mean, it's nice to see her with a championship. Like, I mean, at least we know she'll be on TV doing something. But like you said, it's a constellation. Like, it could be better. It could be much better than that. Because that thing is all over the place.
I hate that. Cedric, number one, shout out to the Hurt Business. That's all I got to say. I'm just going to say that right there. Shout out to the Hurt Business. But
sorry.
You see, but Cedric and Reggie had a whole match for this 24/7. This was on the match card. Somebody wrote on the match card, Reggie is taking on Cedric Alexander for this 24/7 champion. And Dana Brooke is going to win. That's what they wrote. Devin, that's what they wrote.
Somebody, yeah.
Were you entertained by that?
No.
not only were we not entertained, she won the belt and everybody just stared at her. Like, what do we do now?
They're like, all right. I guess we shouldn't pin her. Like,
you know how many times people have won that belt and just dipped and just got chased and dipped? She won it, stood there, looked around, and everybody looked at her.
Soaked it in.
Now you know that's gonna be. I'm sorry, but you know that's gonna be a picture somewhere. I ain't gonna say the context, but I'm just saying there's gonna be a picture somewhere.
I'm not even in that lane. I'm not
It's gonna be a picture.
This is the part of the ride where I jump out. I just GTA.
See, this is why I like doing a show with you. I can say something stupid.
This is the part of the car ride where you be talking to yourself. Devin, ain't that? Where you go? And I'm way Devin, back. I'm at the last exit, man. I'm at McDonald's right now. Like, let me get a.
The last thing I do want to get into is Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens' contract is expiring. He's going against Big E. He's going back and forth with Big E and Seth Rollins. Now they're in this triple threat match. no, this isn't a consolation prize, but Kevin Owens, do you think he's in this match to get the pin, to count the lights? Or do you think he's in there to actually make this entertaining? Because to be honest, the past couple weeks, I can't remember a time Kevin Owens has gotten the upper hand and has looked great. He's looked decent. He hasn't looked great. He hasn't had that moment where he's been completely over. All he's been doing is clowning. It seems like we haven't seen a serious Kevin Owens in a good year. So how do you think about Kevin Owens' character? And do you think he's just in this match to get the count?
He potentially could be in this match just to take the count. Just they may be thinking he already out the door. It's not gonna make Seth or Big E look bad. And it's just crazy. Like people be right at the end of like their contract, and they're like, "Well, no, we're gonna put you in this big old match." Like it's just most people they kind of just swept away. Like their contract was up. They ain't really do too much. They eventually just, it's hard to do now, but you'd be like, I ain't seen so and so in a while. Like they good, and you found they got released or something. Their contract was up. Now it's like the contract up, man. We're gonna put you in this huge match at this pay-per-view at the beginning of the year, And I don't know if that's their way of trying to go, hey, we can't push you. We can't put you in some high-profile matches, but you want to leave, so
exactly, yeah. But you want to get out of here.
You want to leave. We can do this for you. We can put you.
You could have stayed in catering. Now I gotta embarrass you for 2 months. I gotta
embarrass because you want to leave. You want to leave. What's going on here? But yeah, I think he just may be that third element just to so that they won't, because they know they're gonna obviously still roll on and be there. So somebody's probably taking the fall, and that maybe just be his spot, unfortunately.
Yeah, and 2 more things before we get into this dream match I want to talk about. But first, I just want to get into we're talking about everything that's going on in WWE and the releases. The WWE releases they've been dropped on Raw. I can't say name drop because nobody's names have been mentioned at all. But John Morrison was hinted at, and then Liv Morgan's friends, I should say, were hinted at, Becky saying that, you outlasted your friends and you still haven't done nothing. And Edge telling the Miz that pretty much you same thing. You outlasted your friend. You waited so long to see your friend get fired. And now here you are. He ain't say here you are with your wife, but that's how I seen it. Your best friend got fired. Now here you are with your wife.
You is.
But how do you feel about WWE? Because obviously it's scripted. If 2 people said it in one night, yeah, it's scripted.
Somebody wrote that.
And nobody is not finna bring up their friends, in a active, storytelling. How do you feel about this?
I think I strongly dislike it because it really gains nothing. It's like not positive at all. It's just not even necessary. And then to make those people have to bring up, like those are people they were traveling with, people they were close with, people they were, working with. Us, they're friends. And now you telling me I gotta talk about them losing their job on TV? Like we know that's not them saying it, because like you said, it's written. And my thing is like it's just useless to me. Like it's like the company know why they released them. They know why. So like why even make another false narrative? It's just because it's just stupid. Like why make a false narrative of like, oh, they got rid of Liv's friends because Becky, wanted this big check. That's not why. Why would you even play around with somebody losing their job? You don't want to let them go. Like why you? It's like I'm gonna fire you, but then I'm gonna make fun of firing you. Like what? You come on now. I don't like it at all. Honestly, it's disgusting to me. It's just because it doesn't help. It's not furthering storyline, nothing. Because it's just like I said, people that don't know what's going on, they'll go, "Oh, really?" Now that may shock them and get them all into it, but it's not. That's not a huge majority.
Just imagine sitting in catering for months. Vince McMahon finally release you for budget cuts. You see they making so much money, more money than they ever made in years. And then you like, let me support my friend on Monday Night Raw. Just for that opposing person. Yeah, that's why your friend got fired. Come on now.
Yeah,
like, I'm sitting at home.
Yeah, like
I ain't even doing nothing. Yeah, you let me go.
Yeah, I can see it.
I can't do nothing. I gotta wait 90 days to do something. Like,
like it was just, it's nothing to gain from that. Like it's unnecessary. Like you're not wowing nobody. Like it's just somebody wrote that and was like, oh, it'd be cool. We said, that's what your friends like. No, it's not. It's not funny. It's not nothing. It's not entertaining to me. It's useless.
It is. And something that could also be useless is an Austin Theory push, because that's what we're looking into. Vince McMahon found out who took the golden egg. It was Austin Theory because he wanted to take a selfie with it instead of selling it. And to be honest, this gold egg outshined the whole Survivor Series pay-per-view. Probably a little under the Becky and Charlotte, because that match was awesome, but that golden egg took over. And now we're seeing Austin Theory walk around with Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon's like, you better listen to me when I'm talking to you. Smacks him in the face. He's like, oh, I see a lot of potential in you. Vince McMahon's pretty much just going through a bunch of emotions. He's like, why don't you love me? And it's just like everything that Vince McMahon's just feeling, he's just pushing it all on Austin Theory. But Austin Theory's looking at a great push. Great wrestler. But is he ready?
I wouldn't say so.
Who would you pick to be in that position? Because this is Vince McMahon. If you're in a Vince McMahon position, it ain't a Paul Heyman position, but a Vince McMahon position is something nice.
Oh, like being like kind of like
under his wing.
I'm trying to see who could I see doing that. Shoot. It got to be somebody young, because obviously it's not somebody older going, yeah, I'm gonna listen to Vince now. Bro. Dang. I can't see nobody else on Raw I would get that too. Maybe shoot. I'm not saying he not right for the push. I mean, not for the push. I'm right for this like position with Vince. It's just I feel if they're gonna go over that hump, which most pushes sometimes will go, I don't know if it's ready for that yet. But yeah, I ain't trying to evade your question. I'm just trying to think of somebody else young I can see under that.
You know who I got that's not young but will be pretty decent?
Please don't say Ricochet.
Why would I?
I'm just saying, I don't know, man. So we'll go ahead.
Nah, if anything, the first person that came to my mind was Robert Roode. Granted, man, like 50, but with his stature and his gimmick, he's just like, I'm glorious, I'm that dude. And Vince McMahon is like, you are that dude. So show everybody you. Like, he's Vince McMahon showing off. I got just his glow. I like his glow. I like the swag that Robert Roode has, the gloriousness. And Vince McMahon is already in love with over-the-top stuff. So Vince McMahon is like, this guy, marvelous, genius, spectacular, over-the-top, perfect, straight up perfect. That's what Robert Roode is. And I can see Vince McMahon pushing him like that. I feel like he would be a great person beside Vince. You definitely disagree.
No. I don't want you to think my faces were like, what are you talking about? I'm like sitting here going like, that's not a bad idea. I mess with that. Dang. Man, get out of here with that. Well, why don't you go work for creative or something? Why don't you go on Twitter right now? Go in that DM and go, hi, my name's Isaiah Jackson. And I would like, go for it, man.
But that's just me and you now.
I know
a lot of people could be like, "This is Isaiah's tweaking." Isaiah's full.
No, because it makes perfect sense. Because that's crazy. He was one of those people in NXT that was like on glorious. The big scene, yeah. And then he come to the main roster, and now look at him now. He's a dirty dog, like dirty dog. He went from glorious to dirty.
I got you, Aaron Duvall, Drew McIntyre will be kind of good with Vince since he is the chosen one. Like Vince. As soon as Drew McIntyre walked in, Vince was like, yeah, give this man the title. Yeah. I don't care what y'all saying. Give this man the title. We need him now. Vince gave him a title. Yeah, okay, get this out of him. Look, he could dance somewhere. Have him dance with gender in them. It's cool. And then he was like, oh, just release him. Get him out my face. Get him out my face. And it's like, okay, bring him back.
Just like
I'm telling the whole storyline.
1 minute he love you, the next minute he tell you
he got rid of him, bring him back. We got to give this man a title. Give this man a title.
He just wanted him to come back in so he can say it. You coming back? Give him a title.
Get him a title. We got to do this again. We got to run this back.
Man, I'm hoping Austin, he should be dancing with somebody in the next few years. And if he do get the push, hopefully they don't I mean, you're gonna go for it. Go for it. I just once we get over that hump of championship, I'm not. I don't know yet. I can definitely see it, but I don't know yet.
Yeah,
man. I wouldn't be up there getting smacked around and stuff. I'd be like, man, hold up. Kevin Owens, you like
Kevin Owens. That's who we're calling. Ow, Kevin Owens, you. Jeez. You know what? I can't even be mad at you with that. I can't even be mad at you, fam.
so like, man, you slap me, man. I just turn my shirt come up like this, like the sleeves come.
Oh yeah, the sleeves come up. I'm like, man, it's raps.
My pants turn into like kind of like shorts. Yeah, I'm good.
Now it's just something we really I've been itching to get at. Something that has been bothering me for a minute. And that's something I want to get into, and that is this dream match.
See, I ain't even gonna go into this with my head down and not going right into my chest out. I'm ready. I'm ready for any kind of trickery you want to throw.
Because we got a tag match.
Oh, okay.
We got a tag match on our hands. Now, I want to say this is a dream match because of the number one, how they won their titles, the streak that they went on, the title reign that they had, the aggressiveness that they put on. They were a team that stepped up when the tag team division was struggling years ago. And I feel like this match is just hard hitting. If somebody don't lose a tooth in this match, there's a problem. We have the Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus taking on APA, JBL and Farouk. I feel like, okay, you don't like that.
No.
I'm like, okay, you don't like.
No, it's just like, man, like when you hear a beat, you be like, man, this beat go. It make you look like you mad, but like it's heat, and you be like,
I ain't gonna lie to you. I just thought about that like 2 seconds ago.
Like I'm just like that guy. Like I'm sitting here on a Tuesday night, wondering when he come with all this heat. What you doing out here with all this heat, bro? Like,
it's an intense tag team match. Hard hitting, both are aggressive, beyond aggressive. Aggressive ain't even a word.
Man, oh man, that is a great, hard hitting, impactful, no pun intended, tag team match that you just brought up, my friend. Man, in that match between those two teams, I'm picking D-Bar. I just want to say it like how they D-Bar. Like I can't do it. But man, you got my boy Sheamus and Cesaro. And I feel like they can hang with the APA, man. Sheamus ain't no pushover, and Cesaro the Swiss Superman, dude. He'll swing both of them. He'll swing Bradshaw, he'll swing Farouk, no problem. And I get it. Like there were some big, heavy hitters over there. But Cesaro and Sheamus, they can hit too. They can hit. You ever seen them uppercuts? Them uppercuts. I love them uppercuts so much. I forgot what they even call them because I know it's not a standard one that Cesaro does, but I love them. And we're like confessing my love to his uppercuts. But I feel in that match, I feel like the endurance is more on the side of Sheamus and Cesaro because I feel like they can hang, but I feel like they're too. I feel like Cesaro is that one like piece of that puzzle that the APA don't have not a plan for, but a rebuttal for. I'm like, sure, they can clothesline him all they want and all that stuff, but he's too not a hybrid, but like because he's a Swiss Superman. Like he could do a lot of things. He's incredibly strong. And Sheamus, he's incredibly strong as well. He's their team's heavy hitter, and Cesaro's their
anchor.
Yeah, because I just feel in that match, like I said, the AP. I mean, they're hard hitters, but I just feel like all that will only take them so far.
That is true. I could give you that.
I'm trying out here. I'm trying.
He said, "I'm trying out here.
I'm fight for my life, my
I got APA mainly because they're not fighting the fight. They're out here to hurt somebody. The first thing they do, if you see their entrance, they're not posing. They're not shaking hands. No, you go out there, they're tearing shirts off, they get in the ring and they swinging. Like, no, they don't want to talk. I ain't got time for this. Like, if they're probably like a taller, more aggressive FTR. FTR used to be like, you know what? No, ain't no flips, just fists. Like, you know, APA, I feel like they were a protection agency. You open up the door, you come around. No, bro, knock on this door before we do that to you. Like, what you doing? See, they had poker games. They had backstage segments. They had poker games. And I ain't trying to sneak this, but they had actual bar fights. They didn't just call themselves the bar. They were in the bar swinging on people, you know, and there's footage. So it's like, all in all, JBL and Farouk, they're beefing with our favorite tag teams. They're beefing with the Hardy Boys. They're beefing with the Dudleys, and they're putting them through hell. They're putting them through tables. They're putting them through chairs. The ridiculousness through all of it is incredible. It's aggressive. It's nasty. It's brutal. Something that we haven't seen the bar do. We do see them go into fights and intense battles individually. We do see them go all out and many more through the moon individually. But at the end of the day, I see when it comes down to it, APA. Don't get me wrong, Cesaro and Sheamus, well-oiled team. I mean, they're freaking roommates in real life, you know, and they live together. They have no choice but to have that connection. But the APA, I believe they're just a well-oiled machine. They're a protection agency for a reason. They're wrestlers protecting other wrestlers. Come on now. How are you going to be a wrestler protecting not only the WWE, but the WWE Universe? I lied on WWE Universe, I've heard. But APA for the win. That's why I got, because number one, they're hard-hitting. They could care less. They just wanted to go out there and fight. They wanted to go out there and hurt people. Cesaro and Sheamus, it took them a minute to get on track. They finally got it, and when they beat the New Day, it was incredible. And the run that they had was far exceeded my expectations, because I didn't expect them to be great at all. And when they did, it was awesome. And I was surprised they lost the belts and I was surprised they broke up the way they did. But APA been together longer. I think the chemistry is a whole lot better. I think their aggressiveness is through the roof. I feel like they're so creative. And I feel like they could care less. They see JBL, see Farouk getting beat down, man. Screw this, man. Where these chairs at? What is kendo stick at, bro? Like, I ain't got time to sit here and do all this. So APA for the win. Aaron Duvall takes it in. APA is taking this. But in the words of Big E, this match is going to be big, meaty men slapping meat. And to be honest, he definitely not wrong.
Like, I was about to say something totally off.
Especially JBL. No, JBL is Sheamus. Because JBL has not even little clothesline. That's disrespectful. He got his little clothesline.
Little clothesline.
Right. JBL was taking heads off with his clothesline. Followed by Sheamus clobbering your chest 10 times while you're being latched on, attached to the ropes. Like, both heavy hitters.
On that shit.
But JBL is a whole nother level of aggressiveness. You see what he do to people.
You seen what Cesaro do to people.
You
ain't gonna be swinging on nobody when you getting swung around, homie. You can't swing. All you'll be swinging at the other. I swing you as long as I want. Sheamus bro kick whoever about to come up, and you finna throw up, and we finna pin you, and that's gonna be it. So you can take all that. I'll fight in bars. I do that. Oh, I'm tough. But is you gonna win this match though? Is you? Though?
I have a question.
Question me.
If you can recall, can you name? I named off the Dudleys, the Hardys.
Go ahead.
Can you name any of the bars competition that they really had to besides the New Day, that they really had to stress and beat?
Well, you comparing two totally different eras and different times of WWE. Obviously, the tag team division wasn't that rocking at that point. And like you said at the beginning of this, they was one of the anchors and the tag team division at that time. Now, comparing who they went against versus going against who the APA went against with the Hardy Boys, it's not like you had that caliber around. So it's like we can't judge a caliber that wasn't even there.
What?
Oh, what, me? Cause like you said, like, well, they ain't go against people like the Dudleys and stuff. Like, well, the people wasn't the type of teams wasn't around at that moment when they was on top.
But I'm giving a generalized, like, we can talk about, like, say if it's a John Cena versus AJ Styles. John Cena beat The Rock. John Cena's beating all these other people. AJ Styles has beaten John Cena. It's just a connection of the two. I'm just connecting that JBL and Farouk, they don't take no jive at all.
I see what you're saying.
So much so that they beat up our favorite tag teams. Cesaro and Sheamus. I think the most they had to go through was New Day and the Usos.
And two of the top tag teams in history. Hey, all I'm saying
over
you can't judge
what we just
you
named.
Can't judge what I'm gonna eat if I ain't the one that put it on my plate. Okay. If somebody else put this crap on my plate and I gotta eat, how you gonna come over here like, well, you ain't eating what he eating? I'm eating what's in front of me, dude. If I got the New Day in front of me, the Usos, then hey, so be it. But forget all that. The bar for the win. D-bar.
The bar for the win.
D-bar.
Well, is there anything you want to say before we close the show out? I think we already passed the hour mark.
Man, time be flying, dude. It's like it was just a few minutes ago. I heard Zoom lady in my ear. But I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know. We here, we live, we in person. We got Aaron in the chat, man, cooking it up, cutting it up with us. And we love it. And that's what we all here for. Talking about some good wrestling, talking about how it can be better, talking about how sometimes it's kind of, sometimes that's mostly Isaiah's talking about impact. But that's neither here nor there. We got War Games coming up. We will, in the future of this week, give our predictions for that show. And like my co-host mentioned earlier, whoever loses that will be the first participant in Creative Superstar Wrestler. We'll work on that whole mantra right
We'll
there.
definitely work on that.
Yeah. But you know it's coming, right? You know it's coming. So you got something to look forward to. We do. And we'll see how that turns out. And I'm going to hand Mike, that's somewhere out there, to my co-host over here. Here. He ain't even try to act like he wanted it. Like he just. See, I got Paul Heyman. Give him the microphone. Like,
see, I'm trying to picture somebody listening to this. He's like, I'm gonna give my microphone over. See, he ain't grab it. I'm like, see now how? See now.
I was like, I'm giving the microphone. He was just, all right. I'm like, see, you not playing your part, man. See, all right.
I had to wait for the promo to end. I'm sorry.
This is sports entertainment.
This is sports, exactly. I wish this was sports entertainment. Everything would be pre-recorded. We wouldn't have to worry about nothing extra. We'd just be straight. Everything would just be straightforward. We'd be playing poker. We got the dog picture up top.
I thought he was trying to shoot on me for a second. I was like, come on.
No.
Don't do it to me.
Nah,
wait till next week.
Wait till next week. Nah, but we will definitely come back here to give our War Games prediction. And to be honest, I'm not looking forward to it. I can be honest and tell y'all. To be honest, I can't say I haven't seen a great bit of NXT. I haven't been searching for NXT at all. When it's on, I have to turn it on to talk about it, but it's not something I look forward to. So we will come back with the War Games predictions. We'll come back with a little bit more in detail of this punishment. Thank you so much for listening.